You're looking at me like you want me to go? I'm waiting for you to go.
What are we doing?
It is so tough when you come back from a couple of days off from the holiday. I was pretty busy over the holiday weekend. How was your 4th of July weekend?
My 4th of July weekend was great. Went up to the IndyCar 200 up at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah?
Got recognized.
Oh, did you now? Do tell.
Well, somebody asked me if I was the famous Chuck from the YouTube channel. I said no, more like infamous than famous, but yeah.
You're famous for your brisket, not for the YouTube. Did you make any brisket over the weekend or no?
No, I got one in the refrigerator though. Was too busy to spend 16 hours cooking one.
Right, I know. I actually went to Perrysburg, did some autocross that actually felt like autocross. I mean, we were out there running. My tires got a little slippery. I got tired. I didn't finish the whole session. Of course, it was a holiday weekend, and my dumbass, I'm in no hurry to get home. I'm out in this stretch of 23 coming from Perrysburg to Columbus. You know, it's wide open, nothing.
Right.
I figured the speed limit was 70 miles an hour. Next thing I know, Air Patrol. I get pulled over, and I'm like, I was pulling into a rest area, and then here comes the State Highway Patrol, and I'm like, you're pulling me over? It's like, well, yeah. Here's your thing. We got you clocked up from the air at 84. I'm like, 84? Number one, I thought I was 70, so I thought I was doing 79. You know, the 9 you're fine, 10 you're mine mindset. And he goes, well, no, the speed limit out here is 65. I'm like, what? It's just, the whole thing was just bad. Why I didn't have my cruise control, I know better. It was a holiday weekend, so shame on me. I got a freaking ticket.
Little information I was unaware. And of course, this is my first time to Mid-Ohio, so I put it on my Google Maps. Yeah. And as I'm traveling up 71, all of a sudden she comes across, caution, speed trap ahead.
Well, there's a branch up there, State Highway Patrol right up there in Mansfield.
We've seen 5 of them on the way up. Yeah. But
and it was a holiday weekend, so.
Yeah. Every time we was approaching, Google let me know, hey, you know, there's a speed trap ahead, you might want to slow down.
I usually just set my cruise control anywhere from 5 to 9 over, and I didn't. And first ticket since 2011. What an idiot. So bad. Anyways, all right, yeah, it happens. Hey, we did want to touch base with you guys today, trying to keep some channel continuity and consistency. We got a couple of emails that you guys can send in. If you do have a question, have an issue on your car, so you know, most generations of Corvettes that we'll address on the channel, or if you want to know how to use something. You know, last week we talked about open the door and letting the C8 Corvette go to sleep. I had several people, a local car show we had here on Saturday, and a couple other people sent in messages and said, hey, thanks, that actually helped me. So if you get a situation where your screen, your main screen just goes black, watch that video from last week, how to kind of reset that, and may save you a trip to the dealership and just get you back on the road. So thanks again for watching, guys. It's good that everybody's benefiting from that. And we're going to repeat a lot of things as more cars are getting in the marketplace and people are starting to understand, and we're seeing more service issues pop up, or maintenance issues, just reminders. And I think you might have one of those today.
The channel's not for us, it's for our audience. I mean, so, well, sure, I have fun being, yeah, it's for them, not us, so.
All right, buddy, what you got, man?
All right, here's one that comes from Brian. It says, hi, Rick. Here's a question for Tech Tuesday. I'm on a cross-country trip from California in my 2021 to Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro?
Come on, you hillbilly. You don't know Murfreesboro, Tennessee?
Unfortunately, I got a flat tire. My 20-inch rear Trident 5-spoke machine face Spectre Gray painted aluminum wheel. Found the closest Chevy dealer. They informed me that run flat tires could not be patched and a new tire would be necessary. I do not patch Corvette tires. 2 reasons: they're run flat and the speed rating that's on the tire. Once you have to drill the tire and patch it or plug it, you've ruined basically, in my mind, you've ruined the tire.
You compromise the integrity of the tire.
Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, we don't patch or repair Corvette tires, we replace them. Okay. Anyway, they did not have a tire. It took 2 days for them to get one. The problem is they scratched my wheel when they mounted the new tire. Is there something I should have asked before I let them touch my car? I figured that I went to a Chevy dealer, they should know how to change the tire without scratching the wheel. I guess I was wrong. Perhaps you could tell all of your viewers what to look out for before letting anyone change a tire on a C8. I'm now looking for a wheel refinisher to fix the scratches. Hope no one else is going through this. It's a real problem. I mean, we have a tire changer that has nylon wheels on it and stuff. It's touchless.
Yeah, non-marring and stuff.
Non-marring, nylon, and if you do it right, it shouldn't even touch the wheel. I mean, you're not the first. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. You know, we charge a little bit more than the tire shops to mount them, but they go there and then the next time they're in, they tell me, man, I should just come to you. They scratched my wheels and I had to have my wheels fixed. By the time it all washed out, I'd have been cheaper and a lot happier just having you do it.
Well, besides what some of the other tire shops do, you also do a road force balance on those, so you're really getting better balanced.
Right. Well, when 2015's first come out with the Grand Sport and the Z06, I had tire shops bringing the tires to me to have them aired up.
Right.
They could get them on, but they couldn't get them to take air. So they would mount them and then bring them to me. Hey, man, can you air this thing up for us? We can't get it to take air. So, yeah, it's a problem. It's unfortunate your wheel got scratched. You're not the only one. I've heard many horror stories about wheels getting scratched on Vettes.
Yeah, you know, the advice I tell a lot of people, because we sell so much out of state, is, and it was unfortunate for him because he was traveling, but for your local dealership, ask, don't call, go in and actually talk to the service writers, the service manager, try to build that relationship, because that's where your car is going to be maintained. But ask them what their experience and what their frequency of working on Corvette is. And if they seem a little dumbfounded and they don't know what a dry sump oil system is, just say, have a great day and get the heck out of there. Go find another dealer.
I've had people come from out of state because they wanted the magnetic ride update, and they go to their local Chevy dealer and they go, what's that?
Speaking of which, you got to give me that sound effect you did last week.
I thought you. I thought you. I thought you. I thought you.
All right, here's one from Joel. This will be a question for you. He says, good afternoon, guys. I watch the channel all the time. I got a 19 Grand Sport, 28,000 miles on it. I bought it in June of 18. I was wondering, should I replace the battery? I'm planning on a road trip, and I don't want to get stranded anywhere with a dead battery. Thanks for watching the channel. Looks like you're out of the Florida area with a 305 area code. So he's almost to that 5 years. We've talked about this before.
Well, we got our buddy with the 2019 ZR1 that comes down, the maroon one.
Joe.
Yeah, Joe. In Joe's mind, as far as he's concerned, whether the battery's good or not, he changes them out at least every 3 years. He might let one go to 4, but every 3 years he's changing the battery out, especially if he's going on the road. He just come down and had us replace the battery because it was 3 years old. And what everybody has to realize is, on these Vettes especially, they are electronically dependent. There's so much electronics in the car that it will kill a battery over time, no matter what.
Well, my advice for Joel would be, yes, to change it, especially because of the road trip. And you know how it is sometimes, especially, you know, with him being in Florida, probably not so much, but there's lots of times that we've seen it that a guy or a gal gets their car out and they're driving it and it's fine. But the next time you go to get in it at the grocery store, all of a sudden it's click, 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 and the thing is dead. It's got a dead cell in there. So you get into that 3 to 5 year timeline. Him being, you know, 4.5 years, I'd say, yeah, change it out, because those batteries in the C7 were very finicky. And if you didn't maintain them, you didn't keep them plugged in, you would have a lot of issues.
Well, and we just talked with Brian's story. The last thing you want to do is be on the road and the battery go bad. Right. Yes, you pull into a Chevrolet dealership, but is it an experienced Corvette Chevrolet dealership?
Exactly. Especially if you're planning a trip, you don't want to have any interruptions to the trip, and you want to enjoy the trip, change the battery, man. Absolutely. Joel, thanks for watching. All right, Chucky, got one or two more?
I've got one. This one comes from Winston. It says, Chuck, I took my 21 HTC to the dealer for some elective cosmetic surgery.
Okay.
So no, I didn't wreck it. Driving home today, I noted a gurgling noise in the fire or waterfall between the seats behind the iPhone mount. It sounds like a drain pipe that is clogged and the air is gurgling around debris. There's no wet spot on the carpet behind the seat or the floor. Any ideas what this might be? Not offhand. I haven't seen it. I know Rick said he hears that all the time in his when he's driving it.
I just turned the radio up.
Yeah. I mean, what everybody has to understand is these coolant pipes run the entire length of the vehicle. So you got 2 radiators up front, 2 on the side. There's coolant pipes everywhere. So You know, it might have had a little air trap somewhere that it's working out.
Well, there was that one, it wasn't necessarily a recall, more of a bulletin for the C8s on the passenger side down the center tunnel, and the clip would come loose and water was leaking onto the passenger floorboard. So there's, you know, like Chuck said, there's water running through there. So if you don't have water on the floorboard, turn up the radio, you should be good.
Well, and they actually had a bulletin for the C7s for the gurgling noise on the right front passenger area in the dash. Yeah, and that's just water going through the heater core. So.
Oh yeah, we talked about that about a year ago. Yeah, that one sucked. I didn't like that one. That was not a good one. That was a good. Okay, one last one here. This don't know who it's from. 832, probably Texas area. Thank you for watching. This came in via text message. Again, email address is up on the screen if you have a question or want to know how to use something on your Corvette. Chuck and I will be happy to help any way we can. Says, hello, Rick and Chuck. I got a question for you. I just built out my C8 Corvette order, and my dealer told me that it had to be ordered as a Z51, and he told me it would not let me put the GT2 red seats with the Rapid Blue. Is this true? Well, here's what's happening right now, and every month it changes on our order constraints. And in fact, the last part of our recent cycle, every car that we put into the system to accept from GM to take and actually send to production control so it actually gets built, all those cars did in fact have to be Z51. That's the fallout of all this crap we've been going through for the past 3 years from chips, part supply issues. We're all tired of hearing it, but it is a real issue. So yes, there'll be situations depending on what your dealer gets, what they call a constraint, if in fact the orders that he's tagging and releasing have to be Z51. Now you can order the car, it can sit at 1100 status, it can sit there before he actually tags it and releases, be any way you want. Now this red thing with the Rapid Blue, he's wrong on that. Unless you were, well, let me back up for a second. He is wrong on that. I was going to go through another scenario and I don't want to make it too confusing. It's very simple. It's a D30 override code. All right, so you'll have to pay extra for that combo. You can't order a 2LT and say, well, I want some features from 3LT and I'll pay the override and have them put on the 2LT. That's not what that's for. It's a combo aesthetic override. So if you want the red seats with the Rapid Blue, if you want the red seats with the yellow, that's what the D30 is. It's a $590 charge. Why, I don't know, but they do charge that to do that, and you should be able to do that. So he must not have checked the right box. In fact, if he's in the GM system, when he clicks the red seats, it should pop up and tell you, do you want this combo? Here's the D. We're gonna add D30 and check it again and approve it and keep going with the order. So it sounds like you might not be real familiar with the system, and you might be dealing with a dealer that doesn't get a lot of volume. So you might get stuck in that Z51 constraint. You don't have to take it. You can wait to the next order cycle every month and see how that goes for you. I mean, a lot of people have already waited to this point. We've had the same conversations with our customers. People said, I've waited this long. I really don't want to make a compromise at this point. I'll wait it out in hopes that it gets just a little bit better. But that's what we're going through right now. And it's going to get real dicey because I really feel, I can't tell you when, but sometime this month I think we're going to get pricing and ordering for Z06. So when that happens, and we'll do a detailed chart because I know you guys like to know about the ordering process and information, why this and why not that. Well, once Z06 is announced, we'll get like a number, like say, just use 10 for a conversation. Here's 10 Corvettes you can order this month. We won't know until, and we're assuming this because they talked about this 2 years ago, when the order cycle starts, then they'll say out of the 10, you can order 2 Z06s or 4 Z06s. So it will cut into Stingray availability because already we're seeing they're not able to build the volumes that they intended to do at, you know, 40,000 plus. So, you know, Z06 is highly anticipated, but it's going to cut into the Stingrays, and there's still a lot of people waiting for Stingray. I mean, when I drove my car this past weekend on the autocross, the only mod I have is that air filter that you put in for me. That it does seem more responsive, and man, it just gets around that track so quick. It's so responsive. Man, did that feel good. I just was taking turns, you know, too much of this, and the ground was this. Anyways, you'll see the video coming up soon. Kind of screwed up. We'll have to bleep out a few choice words on the PDR.
Have to turn the audio off on the PDR.
Bad. So anyways, hopefully that helps you in that ordering situation. There's a lot of conversations I can go into because that's the other part, the other hat that I wear for our store is the ordering. And I've been ordering cars for GM since 1995. The system's changed, but I do understand it very well. And And I'm happy to have those conversations with you guys so you do understand. So when you're speccing out a car, we just talked about it last Sunday with Chris's video. You're not coming on the lot buying something and going home unless you're buying some used bed out there. You're speccing a car, so you have an anticipation how you want that thing to look. And I love doing it. When we get to that, it's hard right now with the masses of people calling and texting and all that, but when it's time for you to order the car, everything stops. You have my undivided attention. I'll give you all kinds of suggestions. I'll answer any and all questions you have to make sure that that order is right. That's the time to do that. Not now and then 8 months got to do it again.
Right.
It's just, you just don't have the time. Plus two, you're going to change.
By the way, I really enjoyed that vlog of you going down to Corvette Museum for that
with Chris
delivery.
Marianne?
Yeah, that was cool.
Actually, and I don't even know, I'll probably be out of town next week. But I think next Tuesday, Chris is coming in. There's some wheels up in the service drive that you're going to be putting on that car. So we'll get some pictures and some follow-up for you. I mean, this thing's going to be stunning when it's done. But thanks. That was a great experience. It was really, he was specific. He says, you got to be there. You know, so I mean, it was really cool. I mean, it really meant a lot.
The journey, you finally got to the end of the journey and got his car. I am not surprised he wanted you there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's loving it. He was just here the other day driving it, and he's loving it. Yeah. All right, so now that we're talking about everybody else's rides, let's show off some more good-looking rides. Thanks for enjoying the conversation and joining us on today's Tech Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you guys as soon as we can. But before you go, let's show off your beautiful rides.
I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you hindsight is fleeting, oh, and your heart's bleeding, and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then, or what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead, 'cause I